Hello, welcome to my show. Who the hell am I? Well, if you don't know, you may have seen me in Spelling Bee or The Lion and the Wiz, or on the Electric Company watching TV with your kids. But if you saw Memphis, how could you forget this? The smile, the style, the fat, the blow. Welcome to the James Monroe Iglehart Show. How am I doing? Pretty good? Hello, JMI fans. Here's another episode of the James Monroe Iglehart Show. And as you can see, my set hasn't gotten any better, but it hasn't gotten any worse. So I have a nice chair, little table. We won't even look back behind us because we know what's back there. We'll act like it's not even here. We're going to fix this place up so that we have the greatest set of a late night internet show that you can watch whenever you want set ever. Exactly. Now, on to the star of our show, me. No, the guy I'm going to be interviewing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to one of our great and amazing actors who swings on our Memphis stage, Andy Mills. How you doing, Andy?
I'm good. How are you doing?
First of all, I just want to say something. Yes, his name is Andy Mills, but I have nicknamed the brother Deep. Yes, D-E-E-P. The reason why is because you can look at the young, unassuming Caucasian man, and then the man speaks, and the whole entire stage rumbles. I didn't realize the brother's voice was that deep. So I was like, hey, it's the new guy. How you doing? How you doing? And he was like, hi. I was like, okay, that scares me. So, brother, I have to ask, has your... See... Kills me. That's amazing. I'm a baritone. I want my voice to do that kind of stuff. So, brother, let's just start from the beginning.
Okay.
Where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Montgomery, Alabama.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, didn't even know that.
No.
So you are from the South?
Yes, born and raised in the deep South.
So where's the accent?
You know, I never really had one growing up too bad.
Yeah.
I don't really know why. My mom does not have one. She was born and raised in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
But my siblings all have a pretty thick drawl, so.
Yeah, but you can do it.
Oh, I can pull it out.
Oh, yeah. So, being from Alabama, where did the whole dancer musical theater thing come in?
It kind of all started out doing gymnastics at maybe 7. I think I was 7. And that kind of snowballed into dance. They used to make me take ballet for gymnastics, and of course I hated it because all the other boys hated it.
Who made you take this? Your parents or the people?
The coaches. It was part of the gym that I went to. As soon as you started to compete, you had to take ballet every Friday, just to help with your balance and whatnot. But I secretly liked it, and of course I pretended to hate it because all the other boys did.
Of course.
And then I went to a performing arts high school for dance.
Really?
Yeah.
In Alabama?
In Alabama.
All right.
Yes.
And was it because of gymnastics, or was it just something you said, hey, I think I want to be a performer?
I was really kind of following one of my older sister's leads. She went to the school ahead of me, and she was involved in the theater department. I went for dance, but you know, I just kind of always did what my older siblings did. So.
So you go to the school. Were you in any shows there?
I was. Yeah, I did some dance concerts, and I did some chorus parts in musicals.
Were you always the bass?
Yeah. As soon as I started singing, which was probably around maybe 16 or 17, I just had the bottom dropped out.
Now, was it a hindrance or a help?
I don't really know. It was unique. There weren't really too many.
Because you're a real bass.
I like to think that I am. I don't really know.
Okay.
So I got to get up in the stratosphere for most of the roles that I'm casting.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
somehow, I don't know what it is, and I hope you writers out there are listening, you don't write for baritones or basses or, I don't know, what's the word, men. You write for guys who sing like women. But we won't discuss that right now.
Yeah.
How'd you make it to New York?
I did some summer theater, and then I sort of took a year off, and I was like, okay, let's see if I'm gonna, like, jump in and just go for it, move to New York, or if I'm going to, go back to school for this, go for something else. Let's just have like a normal non-thespian life for a year. Right. So I waited tables and I started coaching gymnastics.
Can we stop for a second? I'd like to say that this is the first episode that someone has used the word thespian on the James Monroe Iglehart Show. Obviously, he may not have gotten a degree, but obviously he read a lot, because we've had actors who've been on Broadway 50,000 years of their lives, and this is the first brother to ever use the word thespian. Thank you very much. Keep going.
So then I decided to just go for it, and my sister was living in New York at the time. And I just came in and crashed with her for a couple weeks and started subletting, and then I started to, you know,
Your sister made you sublet?
No, I stayed with her to get started.
Okay, your sister's like, you can stay here, but you're paying. I love you, but you gotta pay rent. This is New York.
No, she was a really great, you know, sort of home base for me to get started. And I started working on, you know, non-equity houses or non-equity contracts. And then I booked a non-equity tour, and I did that for 2 years.
What tour?
Cats.
Cats.
Yes.
And who were you?
I was Tumble Brutus.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know any better.
right, of course.
And I knew at the time, I was like, I better do it now. I can handle it. You know,
right.
I'm really young. I'm still young.
Were you guys building the set?
No.
Okay, you weren't taking the set down?
Because at this point, it blows up.
Okay.
So,
yes,
we're golden there.
All right.
So yeah, I was just, you know, we would have layoffs here and there, and I'd be back in the city subletting wherever. And then I booked the Chorus Line National Tour, and I was a replacement on that. So that was great.
Is that where you got your equity
I
card?
got my card through that.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and that was
Who were you
great.
playing in
I was Mike.
Oh, right. So
Yeah. So that was my first role.
How did that come about if you joined Memphis?
Well, Chorus Line ended, and I was just back in the city, subletting and auditioning, just, you know, going through it. Call it there. I mean, there were just 3 of us, and she called me on Saturday, so I bought a ticket to the show on Sunday, and the audition was Tuesday, and I went in determined to book a job.
And didn't you book it, and then you were cast that day?
Right. We left the room, and they called me back in to say, congratulations, you can buy the theater tonight.
Yes.
And I did.
That
started tracking
that was the story we heard. Like, you had auditioned that day, got the job that day, was at the theater that night, and was backstage taking notes on the guy. The experience here in Memphis, how has it been? I mean, have you enjoyed yourself? Has it been? This is just your first Broadway show?
This is my debut, absolutely.
So,
I couldn't have asked for a better debut. It's really great, and you'd probably agree. It's just a really good company to be a part of. It's just, you know, once you do a job for more than 2 months or so, it really matters if you just enjoy coming to work every day. Yeah. Which unfortunately is not always the case, but with this company, it's great. Everybody's really positive. Everybody's really talented, really supportive.
So, you came in for one of our guys, who's one of our dear friends, Charlie Williams, who's leaving, and you came in as a vacation swing. Am I right?
That's very true.
And you are no longer a vacation swing.
I'm not. No.
You are permanently in Memphis.
Here to stay.
This is the kind of thing that actors hope for. Like, they come into a company and they go, hey, you know, I'm here for about 5 months. Hopefully everything works out. And then the guy comes back and they go, well, I love you guys. Thank you. It didn't happen to this brother. This brother's like here now. So what's it feel like, man? You're here, done, on Broadway, finished. You got a contract until we run out of gas.
Yeah, it feels great. And it's a great reason, too, because luckily Charlie booked another Broadway show. Right. So, you know, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool because you look at, when you saw Charlie's been with the show since the beginning. And you looked at Charlie and you looked at some of the other guys and you were like, wow, how are we going to replace someone like Charlie? And as I said, you know, this brother's so cool at what he does that when you saw it, it wasn't replacing Charlie, but we were like, okay, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. And I will have to say this, he has such a sweet smile, but there's a moment in the show where he has to be evil. And it was kind of weird because it works, but you're going, look at Andy being evil.
It's the biggest challenge.
It's kind of cool to watch him do what he does because it's so effortless that you could miss him if you're not looking right at him. Because most of the times when swings go on, not all of them, but you kind of go, oh, he's looking. This brother is smooth as silk. Trust me. So thank you, Andy, for being on my show.
Oh, absolutely.
And thank you, Memphis and JMI fans. We'll see you soon. All right.